Hello.
Hello, everybody.
How's everyone doing today?
Welcome back to the Patient Heart Podcast.
Yes, and if you're new here, thanks for coming and welcome.
Yeah. So today we've got a doozy in store for you guys. I'm super excited. I just put our daughter to bed.
Nailed it.
I need to. Yeah, I did nail that one actually. But I need to wake up a little bit because her room's super relaxing. So we have a doozy of a podcast for you today. It is all about abundance and prosperity and what that mindset kind of looks like, or what we've experienced.
What we've gone through.
Yeah, what we've gone through. Yeah,
what we learned.
Yeah, we'll touch a little bit on what we've gone through, what we've learned, where we're at.
What we're still learning.
What we're learning. But I want to start this episode off with a moment of gratitude, because I feel like that's a really important aspect of, being open to receiving prosperity, is being really grateful for what you have.
Yes, 100%.
So, yeah, I am really grateful. I was thinking today about just how grateful I am for you and our little fam, and even the crazy dogs and the cats who drive me mostly nuts. But
well, I am grateful for those who take the time to listen to this podcast. That means so much to us.
Yeah.
And we're just excited to be doing this together, because we've always wanted to do something together for a long time.
Forever.
And we finally got our asses in gear, and
we've wanted to do something together in any capacity,
other than raising children.
Yeah, that we have to do together. But we were even gonna, work together in your store. There was always this collaborative energy between us. But this feels really cool because it's kind of creative and
we're like the Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, totally, of the podcasting world.
I love it.
I'm into it. I'm into it. So
can I be Beyonce?
I didn't even think you liked her. She's the best.
I don't like her music, but I like her.
Yeah. Who doesn't like Beyonce? So I am super excited to be talking about this. I feel like I'm in a good place to be talking about this.
Yeah. Energy is high and lifted. It feels really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been an interesting while, I feel. I've just was reflecting when we wanted to talk about this today about how everything's been ebbing and flowing even since we've moved, which has been what,
we moved in February.
Yeah, so it's been 7 months.
Nope, 5.
Well, it's the 8th month and February is the 2nd month, so wouldn't that be 5?
Yeah, I think I've been working at for 5 months now.
Yeah, but you didn't work for the first month.
That is so true. Oops. Yep, Chris is right. My bad.
Anyways, we've been living here for a while.
Yeah, math
over
is not my
6
strong
months.
suit.
Let's just say over 6 months.
Yeah.
We've been living in Thunder Bay for over 6 months, and we've been kind of through a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Leon wasn't working for the first month.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was
But we had no weird money mindsets, or did we?
No, we didn't really. Actually, we didn't really think about money at the time, because we had some saved up, but all of a sudden it was
true.
Gone.
Yeah.
New things.
FYI, public service announcement. It costs a lot of money to move, especially to Ontario.
Oh my goodness.
It is a really costly province to be residing in, but
we did it.
And I was just thinking it was so interesting how we moved here, and I think I was still on mat leave. So at least I knew that there was money coming in there.
Yep.
But you weren't working, and we were having a freaking blast.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's gonna be nice when you're on pat leave.
Yeah, because I think we were in that abundance mindset.
Yeah.
Without even knowing that we were in that.
We didn't even it didn't even really feel like it was work at that point. We were just excited to be here, and I also feel the magic of winter in this home, the wood stove and the snow and like the forest. It was really magical. It was kind of hard to be in a bad mindset.
Yeah, and I got to like shovel snow every day, and I loved it. So.
And he's not even being sarcastic.
Yeah, I loved it. Our driveway is so long.
It's super long. I can't believe we shoveled that.
I literally like listened to 90s boy band music, I think. Yeah. And
used up all of our data.
Used up all the data. And it was amazing. I was just rocking out, having a good time.
So we didn't have Wi-Fi for the first month of living here either.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I really hope it snows tonight. And it did.
And it would. So Leon, although he didn't have a traditional job, he certainly worked. But yeah, it was just really interesting because we weren't in like a bad mindset, and like EI was supposed to pay you so much more than they did. Yeah. And we just like let it kind of roll off. We're like, well, whatever.
Yeah, we just kind of left it because so EI, I'll give you a preface or whatever.
Background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I left my job in Regina, I talked to EI. They were like, "Yep, just say that you're moving. Yeah, like you're just moving for work, and then they'll just give you your EI, the rest of your EI, because they get 5 weeks. I only took 2 weeks with Lil.
With like paternity leave, which is so amazing.
Yeah, and then so I was like, oh, okay, sweet. So then, eventually down the road, I said I quit.
And also, that was on your record of employment, is that you quit.
Yeah. So
so they were not happy about that.
They weren't happy about that.
They didn't like that.
So we had like lots of phone calls and stuff like that. But then they were like, okay, we'll give you like the rest of the 3 weeks.
And then it ended up being 1 week.
It ended up being 1 week. And then Chris and I just looked at each other and we're like, yeah, let's just leave it.
We're like, whatever.
It was literally the longest and the biggest hassle because like, I don't know if you guys have taken EI out before or like paternity leave, but it goes through like so many different levels.
And every different person you could possibly think of touching it touches it.
Yeah, like there's so many hands in the cookie jar, and it's just like miscommunication and stuff like that. Yeah, just the wrong kind of cookie jar. Yeah, and so it just took a while, and then once it finally came, it was just like 1 week, and we're just kind of like, oh, we're seeing fine, we're okay. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like Ontario, and its craziness of policies and safety checks and licensing and internet and
literally
it was just like, oh my goodness.
Like we're like, you know what, we're gonna hold off on like doing all of that really adulty stuff because we knew it was gonna cost some amount of money. Yeah. But it was like, you know what, we can hold off. Like there's a certain amount of time, we don't have to do it until this day, so we waited till we had to, which is kind of unlike us, but we were just like pushing it off.
I think we're just in the flow of like just enjoying each other's time and
we were just like having a good time, and we're like, you know what, that's really a lot of adulting for right now. But anyway, so we like waited, and then all of a sudden it was like and then like that kind of drops you into like a holy shit mindset of like,
I have a lack mindset.
Yeah,
it's just like we both have new vehicles. Yeah. We had to get them safety,
which like riddle me.
But we're like, I have a 2019 and Krista literally has a 2022.
I literally just bought it.
And like, oh yeah, they still need a safety. So we're like, okay. And the safety was like $300.
And then yours like cost a ton of money.
Mine cost a ton of money because
new shocks,
new shocks, new brakes, or something. I must drive like a maniac. I don't know.
Well,
I don't drive like a maniac. I don't know.
Country living, another PSA. Country living, like you are driving dirt roads, which glass chips and your shocks need to change.
And I drive a truck, so you gotta drive that wild.
You gotta drive it fun. What's the point?
Yeah.
Leon's gonna start singing country music now.
Yeah, sorry guys. I apologize ahead of time. But yeah, it just kind of everything started adding up, and then we were kind of going through like our reserve that we had because like we were feeling like so abundant when we left Virginia. We're like, oh my goodness, this is great. And then like all of a sudden we're like, wow, this kind of sucks.
Yeah. It was just such a roller coaster of like, and not even like just money. It was like, then you went back to work. So then our like kind of time, then we were a little bit lack mentality about time. Like I remember saying to you so many, I don't have enough time, and it was like, you could really feel, I can really feel upon reflection, there was a huge energy shift. And like, I'm not shaming us or like anybody for that happens, it's life, but it's just really interesting because I feel like what I think we want to talk about and what I think is really important is like having this open mindset, this like prosperity mindset, and not just money, but being open to receive like all the blessings,
Yeah.
time, freedom, space,
Love.
money, you know, all of the things. But like that needs to be like the mindset. And then when you have pitfalls, it doesn't feel so hard to get back to your like, what is it called? Like dominant mindset or like, you know.
But, 1 second here, I gotta say something to you. I love when you say all of the things.
All of the things.
All the things is my favorite thing that you say.
Really? What did I say?
You say like all the things, and I'm just like,
what?
so cool.
What was it in context?
Where you're like love.
Oh yes, yeah.
All the things, and I was like, yeah.
It's so fun. Isn't it so funny?
Little quirks that you know.
Yeah, like I didn't even know I said that. I've had many people be like, "Why do you say that?" And you don't even realize.
It's one of your things.
Just a quirk, a Krista quirk. But anyways, I do think it's been an interesting thing, and like I've had a really hard time because once I got off maternity leave, I knew I was going to be working like part-time, which is incredible, and I'm super grateful for that. But then there's also I didn't feel like there was a lot of space for me to be as productive as I wanted to be, and as much like as how do I say this? Like contribute as much as I wanted to. It's interesting dynamic because you and I flip-flopped like in our relationship.
Yeah.
To like we've never been 50-50.
No.
It's been like you contribute more, I contribute more, you contribute, but it always evens itself out, and it never feels like you owe me.
Yeah, but I think they were at that point in our relationship where like everything that like we receive it's for us.
Yeah, I actually always felt like that though. Yeah. You always made me feel like there was like it was never like, and I remember saying to you at the beginning, I'll pay you back, and you're like, shut up.
Yeah, literally like shut up.
Yeah, you'd be like, no, this is like our you know, which feels really good. And I think that's another thing to be grateful for is like supportive partnerships and supportive people in your life, because to have a prosperous mindset isn't just, like I said, money. It's like people who support you. It's people who lift you up and who want to see you succeed.
Exactly.
You know? And
that just adds to your mindset of like this positivity and like takes away the lack of mindset, which is like so common these days. And it's just so crazy how you can go from an abundant mindset to a lack of mindset, like just like a flick of a switch. But to go from like a lack of mindset to an abundant mindset, it takes a little while. Like it's just like holy moly, like, you know, I was feeling so high, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I'm feeling so low. And I'm like, I'm still low, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, I feel great now. And it's like 2 weeks later. Sort of thing,
it takes a lot of time to like claw yourself out of that space. But so that's the thing, like, you know, how do you kind of more consistently stay in that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Gratitude's huge.
Gratitude's like probably the number one thing.
I would say so, yeah. And just being grateful for what you have. And the other thing I think is really important that I learned yesterday at Walmart was...
Wally World. Always teaching you something new.
The enlightened store.
That should be their slogan.
Always teaching you something new. You know what? Anyways, I don't normally learn from Walmart, but anyways, we were at Walmart, and I just feel like there's like this energy of like giving back too that makes you stay in the vibration of prosperity, because if you feel open enough to share, you must be open enough to receive. You know, and I don't mean that like you need to do charity or give away or give back so that you receive. It's just that's just the frequency you're at when you're able to share. Like, I feel like you've always been super generous with your money, with everything really, but like, you know, you would always donate money when we would go through and I would be like, why are you doing that? But then kind of change, your mindset just changes. You're like, fuck it, like what am I doing holding on to this? I need to share it.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And it's just like, you know, it's going to a good place, and you know, and you know, it's just like to help people. And like share you can love. Give abundance too. Like you don't have to receive it. You can just give an abundance. Like even like if you smile at someone that's having a rough day, like you can change their mindset into a positive thing, and they feel like they are abundant.
Like the ripple effect. Like if you do that, then what are they gonna do, and what are they gonna do? Like this is way bigger than just our individual lives, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a huge thing about being in a prosperity mindset, is thinking of course you deserve to live in a prosperous energy field or life or whatever you'd want to call it, but like think about what that does. So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about, and I don't know if I really jotted it down here, but like we were having a discussion after supper today, just like, you know, people who have great intentions with their business or with their creativity, like those should be the people that are the most abundant, because then they are able to share like good high vibe abundance with others. I don't know how to say that without sounding like a total like spiritual snot.
No, I don't sound, but I understand what you're saying, and I think it's very beautiful, because I do believe that we all have something to share that is beautiful, and we all have a gift that we can give to the world that is going to make it a better place. And I don't think it's anything wrong with receiving.
For sure.
You know?
And that's, I guess, okay, yeah, that's where we wanted to like go with that, is because I think the old narrative for so long was like, if you're doing any sort of spiritual work or service, it needs to be from a place of total detachment and like really like volunteer, you know, like if you're teaching a yoga class, it should be for free or whatever. But like the more that we do that, the more we really perpetuate this low vibe energy or this low vibe mindset of like, you know, you're not good enough, you don't deserve that. Like,
it's kind of like I like used to envy people that would go to work every single day and love what they do and get paid for it. You know? And then once I started doing that, or started getting in the mindset of doing that, I almost felt ashamed and guilty, because I'm just like, why am I asking people to pay me for this sort of thing, right? But then you're just kind of like, well, it's kind of a service, and if people really enjoy it, you know, like I would never go to like, say my job now and be like, you know what, I love this job, I'm gonna work for free.
Right.
You know,
yeah, let's draw a line.
You know that, like, and I love the job I have right now too. So it's just like, it's a bonus on top of that. But like, there's got to be a fine line of being like, I want to receive abundance and prosperity because I want to take care of those around me. And if I have the gift and the I don't want to say luck, but the get like I don't know. Yeah, the ability to do what I love and get paid for it, like it's just even better. You can just spread that energy out there even more, and like those who receive that gift too, like Krista's bracelets. Like I use your bracelets as an example because the energy and the love that you put into those bracelets, like you love doing it. You know, like I feel like it was something that you would do for free with the daughters, and you just enjoy making bracelets. And, but like you want to give people something to look when they look at their bracelets and they wear their bracelets, like they each mean something different, right? And you put that energy in those bracelets and you enjoy doing it, but people pay you for those bracelets, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they can be abundant in what those bracelets mean, and you can be abundant in this case, it would be money and prosperous that way, but it all helps this family, right? And then maybe those bracelets will help them with whatever they're looking for, if there's confidence or love or, you know, help them with that, and they can like do what they want to do, you know, and they can get their gift out into the world. And it just it's like the gift that keeps on giving. That's what I want to use it.
That's exactly,
And I think that's an amazing thing, you know?
I also feel like we live in a world, we live on a planet that like money is a currency. It's just the way, it's our currency. And you know, to kind of step out of that like really dense 3D way of looking at it, you can really pull yourself out of that and see it as an energy exchange. Like I put a lot of love, like you said, a lot of love, a lot of time, a lot of energy into those bracelets, and then I receive something for it. And that's the law of giving and receiving. Like literally, you know, it's like it's an important way that our world functions. So the more the better energy or the more good energy you can put into the things that you're giving out. Like, you don't have to work for yourself or do something so enlightening or purposeful. You know, it doesn't have to be this like high holy spiritual thing to do it with love. You can go and work at a coffee shop and like every coffee you make, send it out with love, or every log you put through the whatever thing, I don't know what they're called, you know, you do it with love. You say a prayer for the trees. Like, there's so much you can do that is just like, that makes your intention around it a positive one, so that when you receive it, there's a good, that was a good exchange.
Yeah, it just feels healthy.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel dirty.
Yeah. Because there is, I do feel like there are, I don't want to say dirty money, but I kind of, I guess that's a good way of putting it. Like, you know, so to try to keep your awareness high when it comes to that sort of stuff. And the other thing I think is really important, just talking about money, and I didn't really want to go only money, but it's moving in that direction. I think it's really important too to establish a good relationship with it. That's one thing that I've learned in the last little bit. I took a money revolution course or something like that, or I don't remember exactly what it was called, but you know, and it really did revolutionize the way I think about money, because I think I spent so many years of my life thinking that there was some negativity attached to it. Like,
well,
what we were...
They always say, like, well, I don't know, like, a lot of people, I don't know if you guys read the Bible or not. I'm not really a big fan of the Bible. I don't read it too much. But
I've never read it.
But there's always this, like, one line that everyone says, like, the love of money is, like, the root of all evil, or something like that. The love of money is the root of... But, like, having money is not evil.
No.
You know, like, if you love it and you're consumed by it and stuff like that, and you do bad things with it, maybe that's what the Bible means. I don't really know. I don't really look too much into it, but like, it's okay to...
I didn't know that quote came from the Bible.
Yeah, I don't know what verse, but like, it's okay to want money. It's okay to be like, you know what? I like getting paid.
Because like, I'm trying to figure out a way to articulate, like, money is just an energy. And so the more good intentions and, you know, like, loving energy you give that, the more it's going to come back. You can say, I hate money, I don't want anything to do with it. Well, what is money going to do? It's going to, like, stay away from you.
Yeah, exactly.
And that sounds kind of hokey, but it's just the truth, true. Because it's just energy.
It is just energy. And like, you can also like go and like shop at your local shops.
Yeah.
You know, which is amazing. You know,
in
like,
a prosperity mindset that, you know what? No, I can support these people.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, it's amazing. And like, because these shops that we shop, like, I just think of a warehouse all the time.
I know.
Like, the energy there is just so beautiful, and it's so light and fun. And every time I'm in, like, I was in that store, like, I miss that store so much. It was just always a good feeling, you know? Like, even if I had like a crummy day, and, you know, I'm just coming off a bad week of work or whatever, you know, and go in there with Krista and she visit and stuff like that. It just felt good. Like, I just walk around, look at the books, look at the crystals.
And, like, that's where you want to share your energy.
Yeah,
like,
and that's, like,
you know.
God, I just want to give back to them.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, like, thank them for, like, you know, lifting my spirits. Just walking into their store was just like, oh, this is so amazing. So if you're from Regina, or you ever go through Regina, stop at Warehouse Books. And
this podcast
hi.
is not sponsored by them, but we will always endorse their amazing energy.
Them. And say hi to Tammy and Amy and Morgan. Yes, and it's just an amazing store, and it's just the feeling, and I love that feeling when you just step into a store. We went like to a store in Thunder Bay and Mystic Garden, and that was like warehouse vibes feel, and like, just as soon as we stepped in that store, it was just amazing. They had a little sign at the door too. There's like, leave your bad energy, cause sort of at the door, like,
leave your worries at the door. Like,
anxiety,
this
worries,
is a peaceful place. Yeah. Like, it just really.
It was just like, and we like stood there for like maybe 10 minutes reading the signs, and because it's just so like, I don't know, like, first time like make you stop and like read it and like put a smile on your face as you're reading it is amazing.
That's
and
a cool way to enter a store. As soon as you walk into the store,
like, you just get the sense and the feeling of the energies, and it just feels so good. Yeah,
and those are the sort of places
you want to support.
And you want to share your prosperity with.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So they can share it. So they can continue sharing their abundance with
for sure.
other people.
For sure.
Because,
it just
like,
ripples out, you know.
Yeah. It's just it's amazing. I
Yeah.
love it.
So I wanted to talk about, like, because we've been talking a lot about money, which often comes, you know, as an immediate like thought when you think of abundance and when you think of prosperity, but like what other ways can people be prosperous, you know?
Oh, like love, you know, and
like having an abundance of love in your life.
And like if you were like a homestead and you're prosperous with like your vegetables and your animals are providing,
our garden is super
chickens
prosperous
are like it's amazing. Like there's just so many ways, and like I know this is gonna. I'm not gonna say it sounds weird. This is just who I am. I am a firm believer of Mother Gaia.
Yeah.
And like I thank her every single day.
Yeah.
You know, on my ride to work and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, thank you for the garden. It's doing so good.
It is doing
and
really
like
good.
it's just like it's amazing what's just blossoming in there.
Yeah.
And like you say tomato plants are pretty hard to grow, but like our tomatoes are they're coming.
Huge.
They're coming along.
And
like,
we're making salsa, so we need 1 million tomatoes.
Yeah, so it's amazing.
But like that's the thing, like it's not just dollar sign. Like
it's just abundance and prosperity can come in your life. You okay? It come in so many ways, and like you can be abundant in people, those that love you and lift you up.
I feel like we're super prosperous in our family life.
Oh yes,
like we
friends
have like
and family for sure.
But like our little family of like dogs and cats, and now you know a baby and soon to be babies, like you know that feels super prosperous. Like having children, I feel like was really prosperous.
Yeah, add to our family a lot.
Yeah, I totally did. And not like, you know, okay, let's talk about this because this is something that really irritates me as like, we're getting into it. No, but like there's a really negative narrative that goes around that's like when you have kids, you're going to be broke. And then we live in this narrative that we have kids and then we're broke. And it's like children are the ultimate gift in this world. Like they are what we've done as humans to give back. If we did nothing else, our children are what we give to this earth. Exactly. You know, as like our loving gift back to her, back to Mother Gaia or Mother Earth or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, if you think about children as a blessing and that they're really going to bring more blessings, as opposed to I'm having children and now I can't afford anything. Now I don't have enough time for anything. Which, you know what? I was there. I've had moments where like I don't have enough time. Diapers are expensive. Like we all have these moments. We're humans, you know. We have to really exist in the human experience as well. But if you can kind of zoom out a little bit and see like the true prosperity that children bring, the love, the joy, you know,
the sense of meaning.
Totally.
The sense of meaning, just to be like
talk about purpose. Talk about life purpose.
Oh my goodness. And I find that like Lilith kind of ramped up me to like, hey, you need to get your shit together, dude.
Totally.
Like, you know, like
totally.
Yeah, like I was like coasting. Like you know, if you know me, I'm kind of a coaster. I'm like to just ride the waves.
Super lucky person.
I like to ride the waves of life, and then, but like as soon as like Lilith came on, it's like okay, I gotta get my shit together and like start adulting and like how can I provide for my family? You know, not just me and Krista anymore.
But it's always been in your energy, I feel, to like provide for us. Before even we had Lil, you were like really there for me. But I feel like totally as soon as she came in, you're like, okay, game's on, universe.
Yeah.
Like
let's go. Here we go.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's just no, that's okay. Just being open and understanding that like what you have right now is beautiful and it's to be grateful for, but there's nothing wrong with wanting a little bit more.
Yeah.
And
being
going
open
and
to it.
and going for more. That's the thing. You know,
Yeah.
it's not because like you want to be greedy or anything like that. You know, like you know, you have 5 friends, but you want one more just to have 6 friends, sort of thing. You know, you just you just want to spread that love with all those around you.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then you want to feel their energy too. So it's like nothing wrong with like wanting more.
There's nothing more wrong with wanting more if you can differentiate or decipher that like I'm never going to be happy as many mores as I get. And, you know, I'm really grateful for what I have, and thank you for what's coming. You know, like there's two different paths you can take with the more mindset, you know, which also like a lot of self-worth. And I think that's what we wanted to talk about too, like behind lack mentality versus abundant or prosperous mentality, like, you know, feeling like you're truly deserving of prosperity flowing through your life in every way.
Yes.
You know, that takes a lot of work, and that takes a lot of like deprogramming or unprogramming, or I don't know what word you put there.
Unprogramming. That's pretty good.
We're not talking about English stuff right now. We're talking about more important things.
But like it's just knowing what you're worth, and knowing
hard.
that
That's hard.
And loving yourself and loving what you do. And if you are in a job that you don't love, don't be afraid to leave.
Yeah.
You know, I like set yourself up great, and then you know,
trust.
Yeah.
Trust in
it's all
like
gonna work
in
out.
the journey. The other thing too that I think is really kind of cool that you just sparked in my brain is like, if you're in a position where you're not happy, which like, I don't know, I feel like I was in like literally a couple days ago and had, you know, a pretty tough time, but like also be okay with those moments, because I think there's that's what I meant by like wanting more. It's like you get to these milestones and you're like, oh, that wasn't enough. So if you don't really make it about the dollar amount or the amount of children or the amount of whatever
Cucumbers.
friends or cucumbers from the garden, you know, like if you make it less about the amount and more about like the feeling that is going to come when you receive that or when you achieve that, then you know it doesn't just live in the material world. It lives in like a deep part of your soul, or your consciousness, or your subconscious, you know, like where when you finally have your baby, you know, I mean, gosh, that's a whole other thing, but like the love and like that feeling, like that's the ultimate.
It's like your heart expands.
Your heart
even
explodes.
more.
I feel like my heart is exploding
And just the
continuously every single day.
Oh my goodness, yeah, kids are amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just knowing that you're worth it and what you have to offer is great.
Yeah.
And I know that it's easier said than done, because even I still struggle with that.
Totally.
And I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I'm good at this. I don't know if anyone's gonna want to buy this. Like when I was doing my beard oils and stuff like that, I was just like so afraid, because I was always price checking everyone else's.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, mine are way too expensive, and like they're probably nowhere as good, you know. And like, I had to like get out of that, you know. And like the ones that like I did sell and stuff like that, like people loved them.
They really did.
And it was nice to hear and stuff like that. And like I'm gonna go back to it. I know I'm gonna go back to it.
Yeah.
But right now I just feel like my heart is in other things right now.
And that's okay too. Like taking detours from the journey, which is like, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow on, you know, a success, or like that whole mindset of being like super committed to things, which, well, that's probably a whole other podcast. But like,
that's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah. But I feel like, you know, taking the swerves when they come and like being graceful through it. I didn't make bracelets for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I didn't sit there and beat myself up about it. I just like, once it happened again, it was like, ha ha, and everything felt really good. Yeah. You know, so taking time's okay too. And also getting really clear on the why. Yeah. Why are you doing this? Are you doing it for the money? Are you doing it for the, you know, the recognition? Or are you doing it because you genuinely love it? And if that's the answer, you're probably going to come back to it at some point, you know?
Exactly. I'm sure you've all felt like the energy of someone that's just doing something for money.
Totally.
And
it's
like,
totally different.
And it's just, it kind of puts you off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then you can, someone that does the same thing and they're just doing it because they love it, and you know they love it. You're just like, shut up and take my money. You know, just shut up and take it. Because you just get that energy from them, and it just feels so darn good. And you just want to share with them, and just like they're sharing with you. So
is that like so let's like do some tips or something like that. Like what have we learned in moving from a lack mentality into a prosperous mentality, like what would you say? We talked about gratitude,
Good.
sharing,
Yep.
sharing the love, sharing the wealth, sharing the,
be open to receiving.
Yeah. So what do we do to do that? Like,
so like this could be another podcast of its own, but like just being. So I've been doing scripting.
Yeah.
So I love.
Well, you call it scripting.
Yeah, I call it scripting. So it's manifestation scripting. If you don't know too much about it, like look into it. It's amazing.
Is it called manifesting scripting?
Yeah, manifestation scripting.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And
I thought that was just a Leonism.
No, manifestation scripting. That's a real thing, and it's beautiful. Like it's just like you talk or you write about the things that you already have them, right? And but the thing is, you attach a feeling to it. You know, you don't go, oh, thank you, Mother Gaia, for $1 million. Like, you don't have a feeling to it. It's like you're like, oh, thank you, Mother Gaia, for $1 million. It feels so great to be able to provide for my family and just make memories with my family.
Right.
And like when you say it like that, like you just
totally
lift up, and it's just totally a different energy,
Yeah.
and like it just kind of opens your heart to receiving, you know. If that is what you want, $1 million, or like maybe you want to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend or something like that, you know, thank you, universe, or whoever your higher power
connect
is,
with,
and you know, thank you for the partner that I am with right now, who understands me and cares for me, and that we have so much love, and it feels so great to be able to share my life with that person.
So almost saying it as if you've already received
it, yeah. And you go on with that, and you like just.
So that's a good way of being like open to receiving those things, is just like, because that's kind of like a manifestation technique, I feel like.
Yeah,
I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
And so that's a great one. And then being in gratitude for what you already have.
Yeah. And just living your life in the present.
Yeah.
You know, living your life in the present and staying positive. That big P word, positive, you know, and understand that, like, you know, money is just an energy.
Yeah.
It's meant to come and it's also meant to go.
Yeah.
You know, you can't hold on to it forever.
You know, I did a really neat exercise in that course that I took, which was like, you wrote out your money blueprint, which aka budget, but budget sounds kind of
icky.
Yes, like you're budgeting, you're cutting costs, you're like, you know, it's got a kind of negative energy, but money blueprint. And then you attach gratitude or the feeling. So like I went through, okay, we have a car payment, we have car insurance, we have rent, we have hydro, we have all of these like bills that everybody has. But if you write like, you know, paying for hydro, for example, so that we can like keep our home warm, that we can cook delicious food, that we can nourish our bodies that way, or whatever you feel positively about paying the hydro, because nobody wants to pay hydro bills.
No.
It's very expensive.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Ontario is a whole different ballgame with that, but you know, or like your car payment, it's like, okay, I'm the grateful, or whatever word you want to put there, that I get to pay this car payment because it means I have a reliable vehicle. I can take my family, you know, into town. I can go on adventures. Like there's a lot more positivity backing up what, you know, generally the narrative is pretty negative about bills and stuff like that. So that's a pretty cool exercise. If anyone feels called to do that, is just like writing out your money blueprint, aka what you owe in a month or what you have to pay in a month, and then like attach some positivity to each one of them, and gratitude for what they provide you, because again, it's an exchange. You know, you're paying for hydro so that you get power, which in turn gives you all of these beautiful, you know, all of these beautiful abilities in your home.
Yeah, you can make moments, memories. You
know, baking with Lil.
Baking with Lil, yeah, that's an amazing memory that the two of you will have.
Recording this podcast.
Exactly.
Oh no, it's not plugged in anymore. It was plugged in.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just so much that you can do to just open your heart, open your mind to receiving, and always know that even when you seem like you're down and out, you'll rise again. Because I've been down and out.
Yeah.
And we'll discuss that on another podcast. But I've been down and out. And you'll learn more about me and what I've been through. And I'm up, baby.
Yeah.
I'm up
We're
and up and up.
Baby.
Yeah, and we're going to keep on rising.
Yeah.
And it's just the way to go.
Yeah. On like a I don't know if it's physiological. I don't know if that's exactly the right term, but on an energy level within our body, these sorts of things reside in the lower 3 energy centers. So your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus, and those are like your security, your ability to like create and birth, and then your confidence, your willpower, your self-worth. Like, think about how those energy centers relate to prosperity and abundance. It's really important to have those energy centers maintained and balanced in order to stay open, because then as you rise up, like, the next one's your heart. And I feel like all decisions that are made from the heart are going to be the right ones, and they're going to lead you on the right path. So
hell yeah,
if you can take care of those lower 3, that could probably be a good podcast to talk about. It's just their energy centers and stuff like that. But I did want to mention too, like, we are recording this in Leo season, and like, Leo's I love Leo because I am a Leo, but it's a special time. There's a lot of like potent energy right now, and there's a lot of manifesting ability, just like collectively or cosmically. So use that too. Like, don't be afraid. Don't be in that mindset of like, I don't deserve this, or I shouldn't ask for more. Like, really tune into that, because that's a cool way of connecting to the universe, or your higher source, or your higher power, but also
you are deserving. And you will continue to be deserving, no matter what. So just keep your hearts open, keep your minds open, be grateful for what you have, be grateful for what's about to come, and know that you are worth it all.
I'm super grateful. My birthday's in 2 days. And I know I'm going to be super prosperous by the end of that day.
Yes, and I'm going to be super broke by the end of it. But that's okay, because I will achieve.
You will go from being prosperous.
I'll be so prosperous.
You will go from being prosperous financially to prosperous in memories and love.
Yep.
So you're just really going from one to the other.
That's true, and that's okay. And it shifts like that, and that is okay.
Yeah.
That is okay. Because
that is like, don't feel like you have to like push through that, because it's kind of can be sticky and scary. So.
No. Yeah, just look all around you, and you'll see what you're abundant with.
Yeah.
And you will prosper, and your heart will just. Sorry, our dog is a very loud drinker.
She's drinking so loud. I'm sorry. She is abundant in water and food.
She just looked at me, and then it was like, okay, good night.
Yeah, she's probably going to bed now.
Yeah, what a dink. She's our youngest.
Yeah, she's our youngest little puppy.
Yeah.
She's a really sweet girl, actually. Talk about a little addition of prosperity in her life. Family, she's got a whole lot of energy.
Yeah, she's abundant with energy. Holy moly.
Yep, for sure. So we'll wrap it up, because I feel like that was a really that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a great talk. Fun. I loved it. Yeah. I love you guys for like tuning in. This is amazing. Yeah,
this is so much fun.
This is a lot of fun, and it's great to have listeners.
It is. Yeah. Thanks everyone who listened.
Yeah, thank you. I'm grateful for you.
Yeah, I'm grateful for you. Alrighty.
All right. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you're listening to this at night, have a beautiful night.
If you're listening to it in the morning, have a beautiful morning.
Exactly. Thanks, everybody.